Hi friends, I Robin. Welcome to our YouTube channel Star Science Robinson. Let's get into topic. Palatine tonsil. The size of palatine tonsil. The length is 2.5 centimeter. The width is 2.0 centimeter. The thickness of the tonsil 1.2 centimeter. Now I'm going with a diagram of palatine tonsils. It is situated one on each side of the lateral wall of the oropharynx in the tonsillar fossa, which is bounded anteriorly by the palatoglossal fold and posteriorly by the palatopharyngeal fold. Shape of the tonsil ovoid in shape like a large almonds on each side. Palatine tonsils functions to provide immunity. Tonsils functions to trap bacteria and antigens and allow the body to produce antibodies against them. Tonsils produce antibodies that neutralize respiratory infection that enters through the throat, mouth, or nose. Tonsils are the first line of defense of the body against bacteria. When tonsils itself is infected, it becomes a source for the spread of infection to other parts of the body. From the pharyngeal side, they are covered with a stratified squamous epithelium, whereas fibrous capsule links them to the wall of the pharynx. Now, in palatine tonsil, as I'm drawing right now, you can see already I have drawn the left side. Right now I'm drawing the palatine tonsils of right side. Here I want to give a clear information. You can see when I'm going for the diagram of palatine tonsils, you can see in between a passage. So we have a major importance of that. First passage where I'm going right now, it is called crypta magna. So this is the first phase of a palatine tonsils where it is very broad passage, and right it is called as tonsillar crypts, which is 12 to 15. It's very important to remember. So we can find in that crypts, as I said, crypts are around 12 to 15. So that passage, it is called primary crypts. So in that primary crypts, we can find again small passages in between of that primary crypts, as I'm going for the arrow mark right now. So which is secondary crypts. So now we can recap once again. You have firstly crypta magna, that is larger. After that we can find 12 to 15 crypts, and the passage straight, it is called as primary crypts. In this straight passage you can have so many branches of crypts, that is called as secondary crypts. So now I am going for the lateral side of the palatine tonsils, which is being covered with fibrous capsule. So the fibrous capsule, it covers only the lateral surface of the tonsil, is formed by the pharyngobasilar fascia of the pharyngeal wall. A number of septa extend from the capsule into the tonsil and serve to conduct blood vessel and nerve into it. This part, it is called as palatopharyngeus muscle. In front we have palatopharyngeal arch. And you have to remember, when we going for this type of information in between, where the supply of your vein and blood, later you will see that, but this vein which we are going right now, it is called as peritonsillar vein. So this is the vein which is called as peritonsillar vein. This peritonsillar vein were situated in peritonsillar space, and you can remember where you have lateral capsule, where after that you can have a peritonsillar space. In that we can find peritonsillar vein. So this is called as peritonsillar space. Palatine tonsils contains two poles and two surfaces. So we'll see that this place where I am going with diagram, it is called as lateral surface, and we have a medial surface, medially and laterally. So we can see the two poles. One is down, it is called as lower pole. Up we can see that upper pole of the palatine tonsils. So once again we look into it. We have a lateral surface, and we have a medial surface, and we have upper pole and lower pole. Now we can see it is tonsillar bed. So now once again we can remember, in between of your fibrous capsule and tonsillar bed we can find peritonsillar vein, which is being present in peritonsillar space. So now we have to look into another part of our palatine tonsils. It is called as tonsillar hemicapsule, line of lateral palatine tonsil, at the same time tonsillar bed. So now we can see the next phase of the connection of your peritonsillar vein, that is called as facial vein. So now let's get into our next part of our topic, that is artery blood supply to our palatine tonsils. The main blood supply to our palatine tonsils, so inferiorly, it's from the external carotid artery, the branch which is going inferiorly to the palatine tonsils, as I'm giving here the name. So lingual artery from the external carotid artery. So the first we can see here is lingual artery, and external carotid artery, when it goes upward, and from here again one more branch which enters into the palatine tonsils, that blood supply is called as facial artery. So from facial artery you will have a one or branches into your palatine tonsils. So that is the facial artery into the palatine tonsils of mid. So when it moves upward, the external carotid artery, again it gives a next branch into a palatine tonsils. So you have another branch from the external carotid artery, which is called as ascending palatine artery. From this ascending palatine artery you will have a branch into your palatine tonsils. So this artery, it is called as ascending palatine artery. So after giving branch into palatine tonsils, again the external carotid artery, it goes up again and move forward, and when it goes upward, from there another branch which is called as maxillary artery. So from maxillary artery you will have branches into upper surface of your palatine tonsils. So these are the blood supply which is giving to the palatine tonsils. So just remember the name of the blood supply to the palatine tonsils as we shown in the diagram. Now I am showing you the cells which is on the palatine tonsils. It is stratified squamous non-keratinized epithelium. Once again, stratified squamous non-keratinized epithelium cells. So this is about the palatine tonsils, functions and anatomy. Now I am going to show you the exact presentation of your palatine tonsils in a rough diagram where I'm drawing right now in down part. So this is where I am drawing right now. It is called as lingual tonsils, that is the posterior part of the tongue, and we can see that is 1/3 of tongue. And now I'm showing you which is also the posterior part of your tongue. That particular place, it is called as epiglottis. And now I want to show exactly where the palatine tonsils are present. So I'm drawing in a red color to show you the tonsils, palatine tonsils. So this is left side of the palatine tonsil and this is the right side of the palatine tonsils. And so this palatine tonsils are in between of the palatoglossal arch, so that is front, and you can see palatopharyngeal arch, that is back side. So now let's name it. So it is palatine tonsils, and so now I'm showing you. So it is called as front, which is called as palatoglossal arch, and we can see on the back side where you have, this is the thing which I'm showing you right in the posterior part of your tongue, that is called as lingual tonsils. And now I'm going for the posterior region where the palatine tonsils of posteriorly having a palatopharyngeal arch. So now after that we'll go with the back side of your tongue, that is posteriorly, which has been called as epiglottis. So this is the rough diagram where you can just imagine where the palatine tonsils are present. So thank you for watching palatine tonsils topic. Thank you. It's Star Science Robinson. Watch and encourage. Thank you once again. It's Star Science Robinson.